Hello, good morning, and happy Friday from Patch and I. There is some sunshine and then a little, well, it's quite cloudy as well. It's like a real mix today. So many things to share. Well, first of all, I'm off today, so we're off on holiday for a few days. 3 days? Is that right? Oh, there's some sunshine. I saw it. And yeah, we're just going down to Northumberland. We're renting a static, we'd call it a static home in other parts of the world called like a trailer. And we will be heading down in the camper van, spending a few days there, also catching up with some relatives who are in the area, taking Patch on some walks. He's in need of some big walks. And yeah, just excited for that. Excited for the break. I will be doing my Divine Sparks membership group call on Sunday night, and Monday night I'll be back home by then. I'll be doing the Higher Self Foundational training. So yeah, there's always something to do, but it's a funny experience because, you know, when, yes, I like, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy the cognitive rest, which I definitely make the most of when I'm on holiday. But it's also when you do a little bit of something of your work when you're on vacation, when you're on holiday, and you really enjoy that piece of work, because you realize that you have a lot more energy for it, and it makes it even more enjoyable. I really don't mind doing it. So it's so much easier. It's so much less work than trying to reschedule and confuse everyone. So that just feels good. I mentioned in the live stream I did yesterday on YouTube with the amazing Viviane Heller. We did a 1 hour fast-paced live stream yesterday. That was a lot of fun. Oh, and we also did our first quantum psychic practice sessions, so thanks to everyone that came along. We'll definitely do more. Chloe and Viviane were just incredible. It's just melts my heart seeing them excel. And really, these practice sessions are to help them practice and help offer like a low-cost taster session. They're about, I think we get about 15 minutes set up, 15 minutes chat at the end, so it's about 30 minutes you'd get as a session. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it was really lovely listening to both clients and the practitioners' feedback afterwards. They seemed to really enjoy it, and everyone was helped all round, which is great. It's exactly what we want. And not sure about the frequency. Maybe we'll do like a class every month. Oops, I just dropped my phone. Luckily I managed to get everything in the bag for then. And yeah, I mentioned in the live stream yesterday that I'm going on a road trip. And I think there's a bit of fear associated with a road trip, in that it's going to be long. In fact, the distance will be huge. It's one of the longest trips I could do in this country. So I'll be heading down. The furthest I'll be going is down to North Devon, and I'll be visiting MJ, A Total Love, and I'll be meeting up with others there as well, which would be a lot of fun. It's just so incredible to have the stars align, have the space and time to be able to do it in my calendar, to have the money to be able to spend money on that fuel driving down. And I'll also be stopping on the way, and I hope to meet up with Chloe as well, so that will be just amazing to meet her in person. And there's others too that I'm reaching out to see if they're around. If you like my work and you've been following me for perhaps a little while, maybe you'd like to let me know if you're on the route somewhere between Edinburgh and North Devon. Actually, I think, judging by the routes I'll take, I'll probably head down the A1, so probably head down towards Newcastle and then across and down. Just have to wait and see. Because the funny thing about my camper van is that it absolutely loves motorways, less so the country roads, because it's a van and it's 2 or 3 tons, and just all that braking and accelerating on the country roads really slows you down. So yeah, that's so exciting. So that'll happen at the end of the month, and it it gets me excited thinking about all the different places I'll go. Maybe there'll be some magical places to stop off en route. I haven't quite figured out where I'll be going. I have figured out that Patch is going. My wife was definitely keen for Patch to come, so that's exciting. Oh, there's some bumblebees out there now. And the other topic I wanted to touch on is one of you had commented in my video, my live stream yesterday, where I was talking about how what seems to happen in our bodies is that when we're in fear, especially our hearts, like closed. It's like the heart chakra just shrinks down, and when that happens, it's like we, just like if you as a human body, if you like curl up in a little ball on the ground in like the fetus position, the fetal position, that you can't go running or lift weights or go dancing like that, right? You're totally constricted. You can totally constrict yourself. It's a defense mechanism. It's stopping you getting beaten so much, but that's what our hearts do. Like when we're feeling a bit beaten down by the outside world, we close up, and our hearts just shrink and close. And when I'm doing my energy work, I see with my third eye my client's heart chakra much smaller, and I totally get, like, it's a very effective defense mechanism. But then what seems to happen is other parts of our body are left, other organs in particular and other chakras are left to do the rest of the work. So if you've ever had that challenge of if your heart's closed, if you're in a kind of fear situation, and you say to yourself, I wonder what would make me happy. It's like your mind really struggles to take on that responsibility to answer that question, right? Because your mind's like, oh, well, we learned that John likes skateboarding. And you're like, well, that's great, but how will we know? That's crosspatch. How will we know until he actually does it and experiences it? Come on. It almost becomes, how emotions have such weight, have such energy behind it. And it almost becomes a case of your mind just can't answer those questions. It gets really stressed out trying to work it out. Emotions are pretty illogical, and they're difficult to articulate to others. So it's like you end up in a situation where you're just blocked and stuck, and nothing seems to particularly fill you with joy. You might see there's opportunities in front of your life ahead of you, but none of them seem particularly engaging. And it's really because your heart is kind of shut down, and your mind's left with like the kind of robotic mind is like, I do not know what makes me feel happy. The heart hasn't spoken to me in a while. Hello, heart, are you there? And at very least, that's what my mind can be like. And it just, that whole concept fascinates me. I do see, I think I've always seen this, but I'm consciously integrating it, is in client sessions when I'm doing healing and I'm working across different organs. I often see organs will take on the responsibility of other organs. And it could be, for instance, the lungs taking on emotions. Why do you think our lungs, why do we think we get short on breath when we're scared? It's because our heart's already scared and closed down, and then it's like our lungs are being asked to shrink. They shrink their capacity, right? And that's why you start breathing really shallow. And keeping, if you're in a sustained situation like that, sustained fear, it's just horrible. Now you might be listening to this going, oh, that's okay for John, he's in his happy little bubble in his world in Scotland, and he doesn't face the same challenges I do. It's true, I don't, but I'm human just like you, and I feel fear, and I feel emotions. And what I've also learned is that strong, robust, durable boundaries are the secret to keeping and maintaining an open heart. Because we've learned at a young age that when we're first born, we're born with open hearts, right? They're not closed. Parents don't have to come along to us and say, hey, maybe today you could feel your first emotion, or maybe you'd like to feel love today. No, it's kind of the other way around. During a lot of our childhoods, we're told not to feel, not to cry, not to do all these things. And so eventually we program ourselves to do that, right? We train ourselves to learn how to suppress and block emotions. Come on, Patch. So having strong boundaries, just like I do create them at the beginning of every meditation, which is also the start of every one of my days. And I create this golden bubble of protective light around me, about 2 meters out from the center of my heart. And I say, only energies and entities with my highest good, love and compassion for all can see me, access me, or exist within this space or within me. All other energies and entities must leave immediately. Now you can create, whatever boundaries you like in your life, and I'd encourage you to do so. Think about and feel into the different things that you do and don't allow into your protective bubbles. And I always choose at least 3 things. I'll choose, and I always keep the boundary definitions as closely aligned with a feeling as possible, because feelings are much more powerful than anything else. So for example, if you said, I don't allow into my boundaries people that walk strange. It'd be like, your mind would be like, I don't get that. How do I enforce that? Hang on, is that not kind of biased towards people that can't walk or walk strange for genuine reasons? And you end up in a kind of logical, quite rightly, a logical kind of argument with yourself. So instead focusing on the feelings, only those that show me mutual respect or are allowed into my protective space, or I only allow energy that helps grow me and nurture me. All these definitions are helpful. So that's definitely the key. It's a bit like having, a garden that protects the garden gates, fences and walls that help protect your garden, and inside that garden is a beautiful rose, which is your heart. And once you create your strong boundary, make sure you do open your heart. And I'll often say that, especially just before I'm doing I'm doing a task, like making a video just like this, or if I'm making some content, or I'm going to meet someone, or I'm spending time with my wife, my kids, I'll just place my hand on my heart and I'll just say, heart, it's safe to open now. Heart, it's safe to open. So yeah, I've created a meditation about opening your heart. I'll be sharing that today. I think it's a free meditation. And yeah, you can feel free to donate to my channel, or I'll add the donation link as well, because it greatly helps support me investing the time and energy doing it. Any donation is greatly appreciated. And yeah, excited for the holiday. Oh, the sun's just coming back out. I think it's like a big har that's coming in and out. But yeah, I'm off to clean the house, as my wife suggested, a deep clean, and then I'll be getting on with packing and going on a holiday. But thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you for your love and support. Take care.